All right, strap in everyone, because today we're diving headfirst into one of the most epic who would win debates in anime history.
Hmm.
Goku versus Naruto.
Ah, yes, a classic.
Oh, it's a big one.
It is.
This is one of those questions that's been haunting message boards and fueling countless friendly arguments for years.
Absolutely, yeah.
And for good reason, right? These are two of the biggest heavy hitters in anime, each with their own completely bonkers power sets and like legions of diehard fans.
Yeah.
But what makes this face-off particularly fascinating, I think, is that it forces us to really grapple with the very idea of power scaling across different fictional universes.
Right.
It's not just about who's stronger in a vacuum. It's like, how do you even begin to compare the rules of Dragon Ball Z to the rules of Naruto?
Right. Yeah, they're totally different.
And luckily for us, there are some intrepid YouTubers out there who've taken on this very question, armed with like frame-by-frame breakdowns and some seriously insightful analysis. So we're diving deep into their videos today.
All right, I'm intrigued to see where they land.
Oh, I was too.
Uh-huh.
And trust me, there are some surprises along the way. The first video we're looking at is from iNerd, a channel with some seriously impressive anime knowledge.
Okay.
This video is titled Goku vs Naruto.
Batalha Mortal, which, for those who don't speak Portuguese, translates to mortal battle.
All right, very cool.
Yeah, very cool. And it does not disappoint. This video is a visual treat, packed with fight scene clips that really let you appreciate the sheer power these characters wield.
I enjoyed their approach. It really does a nice job of highlighting the concept of power scaling.
Which, of course, is how we try to figure out who's stronger, based on what they've actually accomplished in their own story.
It's about the feats.
Yeah.
It's about the evidence. You can't just show up and say, oh, my guy's got this.
Yeah.
You got to show receipts.
Exactly, yeah.
And one of the first things they do in this video is they hit us with this hilarious example of Krillin.
Okay.
You know, Goku's buddy from Dragon Ball.
Krillin, yeah.
Yeah.
Formidable warrior in his own right, but...
But in the grand scheme of Dragon Ball Z, well, let's just say he's not exactly blowing up planets on a Tuesday.
Right.
However, the video points out that if you dropped Krillin into the Naruto universe,
Okay.
he'd be practically godlike. I mean, think about it. This is a guy who can fly, shoot energy blasts, and withstand a surprising amount of punishment, all things considered. And you're dropping him into a world where most ninjas rely on, what, kunai knives and fancy acrobatics?
That's a good point.
He'd be wiping the floor with most ninjas before they even knew what hit him.
It's true.
And that right there tells you the starting line for power levels in these two universes is just drastically different.
Right, yeah, you're starting from two totally different places.
Totally. Like in Naruto's world, chakra is the name of the game.
Of course, yeah.
It's this life energy that fuels all their cool jutsu and techniques.
It's their power source.
You've got Naruto with his devastating Rasengan.
Right.
His tactical genius with those shadow clones. Don't forget about those.
Oh, yeah, so many clones.
And, of course, the raw power of the tailed beast bomb, drawing on that nine-tailed fox energy sealed inside him.
It's true. He's got quite an arsenal.
Oh, yeah. And this video from iNerd, they do a really good job of, like, they acknowledge all of that. They're not downplaying Naruto's strength at all.
Right.
He's incredibly strong. In his universe, he's top tier.
Within the context of his world, yeah.
But they ultimately make a case for Goku's superiority based on his sheer power, his speed, and how those things just kind of seem to escalate exponentially throughout Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Goku's always been known for pushing his limits, but by Dragon Ball Z, he's literally surpassing the speed of light.
Oh, yeah.
Casually deflecting planet-destroying attacks.
Which is insane.
Insane. And transforming into those Super Saiyan forms that are just on a whole nother level.
They even highlight, the way the anime depicts his speed. Like, he appears to be teleporting even before he learns how to teleport.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's like this visual representation of how far beyond human comprehension his power has become.
And that, my friend, that is where things get really, really interesting. Because our second video tackles this whole debate from a completely different angle.
Yeah.
All right, so this next video we are looking at comes from the channel Seth the Programmer.
Oh, okay.
And the video is titled Goku vs Naruto.
The honest truth. And let me tell you, this one gets seriously deep into the weeds of power scaling.
Yeah, it's a much more analytical approach, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
But I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I think what makes Seth the Programmer's take so interesting is he's actually a self-proclaimed Naruto fan.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So, he's coming at it with a little bit of bias.
Yeah.
But I think he does a very good job of being thorough and even-handed in how he breaks it down.
He really does. And he even admits up front that the conclusion he came to might surprise some viewers.
Yeah, and trust me, it's a doozy.
It kind of is, yeah.
So lay it on us.
Basically, he argues that the crux of the debate really boils down to this distinction between finite and infinite power levels.
Okay, hit me with that again.
So finite versus infinite power levels.
How does that apply to these two?
Oh, okay.
To Goku and Naruto.
So when we're talking about Naruto, even when we look at his most powerful forms, we're talking tailed beast bomb, we're talking his mastery of sage mode, everything like all of his bust stuff, his destructive capacity, basically maxes out at what we would call a universal level.
Okay, so like he could theoretically destroy a universe.
Yeah.
So that's still like incredibly impressive. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Oh, absolutely. That's top tier as far as a lot of fictional universes go.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But it does have a ceiling, right? Like it's a level of power that is, I guess, comprehensible.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it's mind-bogglingly huge.
Right.
Goku, on the other hand,
yeah.
by the time we're talking Super Saiyan God and beyond.
Oh, yeah. He's broken some limits at that point.
He's operating on a scale that's like almost impossible to quantify.
So multiversal threats at this point, right?
Exactly, yeah.
We're not even talking about blowing up a planet. We're talking about like ripping apart the fabric of reality.
Yeah.
Like affecting multiple universes, time, space, the whole shebang.
Seth the programmer highlights Goku's fight with Beerus, the god of destruction.
Oh, yeah, good fight.
Where their clash alone nearly obliterated the entire universe.
Yeah, I mean, how do you even come back from that?
I don't know.
If just by fighting, you almost wipe everything out.
Right.
And that's not even his final form.
Exactly.
And let's not forget the Tournament of Power arc.
Oh, yeah.
Where Goku is literally training in a place called the World of Void.
Right, which is literally an infinite structure.
It's right there in the name, infinite.
Yeah.
It's not world of pretty big or world of kind of a lot. It's the world of void.
Right.
It's infinite.
Yeah, and I think that's the big difference here, right? Where Naruto, as strong as he is still bound by the rules of his universe.
Okay. Okay.
Where destroying a planet is considered a nearly unimaginable feat.
Which it should be.
Right, like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Goku is casually surpassing those limitations at a certain point.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he's kind of broken the scale.
Yeah, right. He's reached a level of power that I think transcends traditional measurement almost.
So what is it like comparing a nuclear bomb to a black hole?
I think that's a really good way to put it. Oh.
They're both incredibly destructive, but they're on completely different scales.
Exactly. And I think Seth the programmer doesn't shy away from this point.
Right.
He makes the argument that Naruto would need a very specific weapon.
Okay.
Like the truth-seeking orb.
Okay, yeah.
Which has, very specific properties.
Right.
In order to even really stand a chance against Goku at his higher levels.
And even then, it's like, it's not guaranteed.
Right. It's not a sure thing.
It's almost like comparing, I don't know, apples to oranges or like a Rasengan to a Kamehameha wave.
Sure.
They're both powerful attacks.
Right.
But they're drawing on such fundamentally different sources of energy.
And operating on different scales.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it so fascinating to dive into these who would win debates.
Absolutely.
It's not just about saying like, oh, this character is definitively better or stronger than the other.
Right.
It's about acknowledging that different fictional universes have different power ceilings.
Yes.
Like different rules that dictate what's possible within that world.
Exactly.
And that's part of what makes it fun to kind of like smash them together.
For sure.
And it's really important to remember here, right? Naruto is no pushover.
Right.
He's incredibly powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's earned that title of Hokage.
Absolutely.
He's faced down some seriously tough opponents.
Some of the strongest ninjas the world has ever seen.
Exactly. So it's not like he's just going to roll over. It's just that the scale of threats that we see in Dragon Ball Z, it kind of reaches this whole other level.
Yeah, it starts to break the scale a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. It's like they're playing different sports almost.
It's true.
Like both of them are incredible athletes at the top of their game.
Right.
But one's playing basketball and the other one's like, I don't know, wrestling a black hole.
That's a good way to put it.
It's like, what do you even do with that? But that contrast is actually kind of what makes these what-if scenarios so captivating.
Absolutely.
It's like, what happens when you take a master strategist like Naruto?
Hey.
Someone who relies on speed and skill and tactical thinking.
Right.
And you drop him into a world where raw power can literally shake the universe apart.
Right.
Does he adapt?
Yeah.
Does he find a way to, like, bridge that power gap?
Yeah, it's a good question. Like, what if Naruto trained with Whis? You know,
Ooh, yeah.
Goku's angelic mentor.
Okay.
Could he learn to harness ki alongside his chakra?
Ooh.
I mean, imagine a Rasengan infused with god ki energy.
Oh, see, now we're talking. Now, that's something I would watch.
Right.
That's the good stuff.
That's where you get those fan debates that can go on forever.
That's where the fanfic gets written.
Yeah.
You know, people get real fired up about this.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of these hypothetical battles, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no one right answer.
There's no end to it, really.
Exactly. It just leaves so much room for speculation and debate and all these different creative interpretations.
And that's, I think, where fans really get to connect with these stories on a deeper level.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's exploring all the what ifs, the could-bes of these fictional universes we love.
It's like we become like armchair anime creators ourselves.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
we're toying with power levels, bending the rules a little bit, imagining how these epic showdowns would actually play out.
Exactly.
And, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe in some distant corner of the multiverse, these battles are actually happening.
Right.
Maybe there's a reality where Naruto has unlocked a power that rivals Super Saiyan Blue.
That would be something.
Right. Or like Goku has mastered the art of Sage Mode.
Or they've teamed up.
Oh.
Now there's a thought.
Now there's a team I would watch Goku and Naruto side by side.
Now that's a who would win.
Oh, man. The possibilities are endless.
Right.
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
So that's what we'll leave you with today. The next time you're thinking about a good who would win debate, just remember, it's not just about picking a winner and, you know, declaring someone the ultimate champion.
It's about more than that.
It's about appreciating the intricacies of these worlds that we love, you know, the creativity of the creators who made them,
Absolutely.
and just the endless possibilities that they spark in our imaginations.
I think that's a good place to leave it.
It is. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the epic showdown of Goku versus Naruto.
A classic for a reason.
Until next time, everyone, keep exploring those possibilities, keep those what-if questions coming, and we'll see you in the next arena.